It is review of the Asus Zephyrus G14. AMD leads the mobile charge with Asus. Gaming laptops don't get any better than the Asus Zephyrus G14. Performance, battery life, and a fast screen all in a laptop you can carry everywhere. AMD used the Asus Zephyrus G14 to show off its Ryzen 4000 gaming processor, and now we see why. This thing is thin and light, and it has the best battery life we've ever seen in its category. Asus and AMD did good work here. Zephyrus G14 costs $1,449, about $1,170, $2,351. But it's cheap compared to models like Lenovo Legion Y740, which has more RAM and RTX 2060, but less RAM. Even so, the Zephyrus G14 only supports the RTX 2060. This processor's performance makes us wonder what a more powerful GPU would be able to do, but at the end of the day, a 1080p display will give you the performance to blast through any game you want, and then some. Asus store page in the US only lists one configuration of the Zephyrus G14, and that's listed on the right. You get an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060 for $1,449, about £1,170, £2,351 Australian dollars. But when we look at other territories, things get a little more complicated. Two models are available in the UK, for $999 and $1,599, but neither have the same specs. AMD's Ryzen 7 4800H, 16GB of RAM, and same GPU power this £1,599 model, but instead of a FHD 120Hz panel, it's got a QHD, 2560 by 1440, screen. AMD Ryzen 5 4600H and NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650 are all you get in the UK. Since we haven't tested a Ryzen 5 powered laptop, we can't really comment on its value. It may be pushing it with just 8GB of RAM. Asus Zephyrus G14 doesn't seem to be available in Australia just yet. In spite of its hardware, the Asus Zephyrus G14 is thin and light. A gaming laptop that weighs just 3.53 pounds and is just 0.7 inches thick is surprisingly portable. You don't need it to be as thin and light as an average XPS 13. There's a lot of capital G gamer in the Asus Zephyrus G14, but it's not horrible. There are little dots on one half of the lid of the laptop. While we've seen this laptop with white LEDs at a lot of trade shows, our review model doesn't have those, so we can't say how these affect battery life or usability. It's really comfortable to type on this chiclet keyboard. The device has such a small footprint, it's kinda surprising. Despite that, some people won't like the softer feel of the keyboard, which isn't as tactile or clicky as some gaming laptops with mechanical keyboards. In general, the touchpad works fine. It gets the job done, and multi-touch gestures work. There's no need to blow anyone's mind with the touchpad on this gaming laptop since many people are going to use it with one of the best gaming mice. The multi-core performance of this touchpad is more than enough for creative types. Just don't forget the mouse, though. For the price you're paying, the display is pretty good too. It's not one of those 4K OLED panels we're seeing on ultra-premium laptops, but that's beside the point with this configuration. With a 120Hz refresh rate, you'll get a solid 1080p display. The display hits 100% of the sRGB spectrum, so gaming is a breeze. And at just 14 inches, you don't need a high-res display. You get two USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A ports and two USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type C ports on the Asus Zephyrus G14. One of them can charge the laptop. Plus a 3.5mm combo headphone/mic jack and a dedicated charger port. We love all the I/O on a laptop this portable. Gamers probably care more about gaming performance than raw CPU power on the Asus Zephyrus G14. Plus, because it's got a RTX 2060 Max-Q GPU, the Zephyrus is killer in games, to a point. There aren't a bunch of laptops out there with the Intel Core i9 and RTX 2060, so it's hard to compare this with an Intel chip. There's a reason AMD isn't targeting the high end of the market with their Ryzen 9 chips. We would love to see a gaming laptop with a Ryzen 9 and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080, and I don't think we're alone. This laptop's AMD Ryzen 4000 CPU is definitely a big selling point, but the battery life is as good as it gets. Let's take a look at a little history first. After 8 hours and 10 minutes of looping back-to-back 1080p video, the Asus Zephyrus G14 lasted an incredible 8 hours and 10 minutes. In the same test, the HP Elite Dragonfly scores 8 hours and 11 minutes. Plus, a CPU like that is only half the TDP of a GPU like AMD's Ryzen 9 4900HS. Asus Zephyrus G14 scores 4 hours 47 minutes on the PC Mark 8 battery test. Compared to the Alienware M15R2, that's only 2 hours and 45 minutes. The Zephyrus G14 comes with just 3 pieces of software. You can tweak the laptop's performance with RAW Game Visual, Armory Crate, and Game First Buy. You can tweak the display with Game Visual, swapping between different presets and adjusting color temperature. Playing games online is easier with Game First Buy. It can even sniff out the strongest network nearby. You can fiddle with everything else in Armory Crate. You can adjust everything with this software, even RGB, through connected peripherals. The laptop doesn't have RGB built in. It even scans your computer for installed games so you don't have to sort through all the different PC game services that are out there.